Yeah, no, Tim and I, it's very much a 50-50 relationship, you know. Whatever he does, I do. It's all in the name of science. Think of those 19th century explorers, you know, the
I'm Tim Shaw.
It's not quick enough.
I'm an engineer.
Send him round again.
I want to know how things work, what forces are at play, and how you can make stuff bigger, faster, better. Every scientist needs a guinea pig. Buddy Munro is mine.
Okay. No.
Together, we're on a mission to investigate and recreate the greatest internet stunts ever made. The Internet Viral, a 30-second chunk of epic win or crushing fail. Your daily reminder that there are people out there more stupid than you. But what I see behind each new feat of idiocy are the immutable laws of science.
I'm Buddy Munro. You could say I'm one of life's adventurers. I'm no death wish maniac, but what I do have is an insatiable curiosity. When I got the call from Tim, there wasn't a second thought.
We want to track down these wannabe daredevils, find out whether their stunts are faked or not, and why many of them are lucky to be alive.
And the only way to know for sure
Right, here we go. Good luck.
is to attempt them ourselves.
Yeah.
You're kidding me! This is way too far! No!
A giant human catapult in the backwoods of Utah. When I first saw this YouTube clip, I just didn't believe it. I thought it was fake. I mean, how could anyone survive that sort of acceleration? But the more I watched it, the more I realized that it was real. That someone had actually built this thing. It's just incredible. We had to do it.
Welcome to my hometown, buddy boy. Sheffield, the home of steel.
More like the home of Blade Runner.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's amazing. Look at all this machinery. It's incredible.
Is it amazing?
Oh, yeah. Things they would have been casting in their huge crucibles back in the day. Oh, here are the boys, look. Here you go. My boys.
Bastards. Look at that thing.
Oh, you'll be all right. You're in safe hands.
They look like they've just
Kind of.
nutted someone.
You stay there, dude. Hi, guys. How you doing, all right?
What gets me really excited about life is the unknown. I don't know if that's a good quality or not, to always be drawn to curiosity. But I'm intrigued.
What have I let myself in for this time?
Mate, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be amazing.
Are you kidding me?
What?
What's that? What's
What?
that action? What's that?
Ping, ding, twang, donk.
A bow and arrow? I'm not a bow and arrow.
No, not like a bow and arrow. You're the arrow.
The forces at play in this stunt are just incredible. Simply put, we'll be able to generate acceleration unachievable with almost any other man-made machine on the planet. Acceleration fascinates me, it really does. It's sexy.
You are kidding.
No. What do you mean I'm kidding? I wouldn't bring you here just for a cup of tea, would I?
Before the stunt actually happens, there's so many things going through my head. Goodness knows how many things are going through Tim's head, because he's got the added pressure of keeping me alive, as well as getting the science right.
Fucking human arrow.
The catapult stunt was without a doubt the most complicated to pull off, because there are so many different variables to control, and it's very hard to be precise with those, because everyone has a massive knock-on effect.
pulling a cord back that far without getting hurt? Really? Is that possible? That's not possible. Either that or it's a death trap, and we don't see what actually happened to this person.
See, we have had,
I needed to speak to Lewis, the guy who built this thing in Utah.
Say 5 or 6 years, but early on when we were learning how to operate it, we had a few injuries.
It didn't fill me with any confidence at all.
I shot a large girl once. When we let her go, it grabbed me by the foot, and we both went. That one broke my hip.
That broke your hip? I mean, these are massive, massive injuries.
I don't know if you can see that. There's something missing there in that hand.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like something alien. You're missing a finger.
So I'm missing this finger right here. That was on the slingshot.
You tore a finger off. It didn't fill me with any confidence at all. What it actually made me do was think, okay, maybe we shouldn't do this one.
This does not appear safe. Is this safe?
Yes, it's safe. We've been working on this for all day, so it's going to be as safe as possible. Yeah, those guys won. They had a few issues, but we've kind of got over their glitches.
Like what? Like injury? I'm not going to get injured from
the
this.
guy who did it, just injured a finger a little bit.
A finger, a little bit. Like, he snapped a finger, he broke a finger, he cut his finger. How? A finger came off. A finger came off. Anything else? You didn't want to tell me?
The best way to explain what we had to pull off with the catapult stunt is to liken it to an equation, because there are so many variables. If I said 10 plus 2 minus 6 divided by blah, 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 blah equals X, if you remove one number, the rest is useless. It affects X on the end, and X for us was Buddy staying alive. Here is Buddy, and here is the bungee cord. So we release Buddy here, and Buddy comes flying forward. Gravity takes effect. If there was no gravity, we know he'd go equal and opposite, so he'd be up here. But gravity takes effect, so he comes down slightly. So it's actually an arc to there. Here's the problem. If his journey here, for example, goes to here, then when he comes back, he comes down, and we don't plot this arc perfectly. You can see the crosses are making an arc. And as we plot them down, if we draw that into an arc, my biggest concern, as you can see it, is this area here. He goes below ground, which means he hits the ground and gets dragged forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards. So this height, this angle here, the surface area, the cross-sectional surface area of the bungee, the distance we pull him back, even, believe it or not, the weather conditions, everything has to be taken into consideration. So much could go wrong. And you can agonise about this on paper as much as you like, but there really is only one way to put this to the test, and that is to actually do it. That particular truck could pull 10 caravans, but no, we're stealing all the energy and putting it into these 2 rubber bands. So it's sitting in there, waiting to explode, and who's it exploding onto?
Well, it's frayed already.
Actually, that is very similar to the elastic that's in, around here.
Why aren't you doing it?
I can't fit into the harness, it's too small for me.
Oh, how convenient.
Come on, put yourself into that, that's good. This kinetic energy just rises straight up and just punches you through the air and whisks you forward. So as the truck goes forward, you're attached to the back of it, and we release you at the point of 5 times its equilibrium, and you go flying forward. Let's get the show on the road.
There was something about this stunt I did not like. And that was the unstoppable chain of events. That once Tim released that cord, who knew what would happen?
Let's just do this. Start the engine, let's go. Elastic is an incredible material. When you charge back and you instill it with potential energy and you're pulling it back, if you hold it back there for a while, the amount of energy that it has dissipates.
Oh, right.
Come on, Bud, feel the potential energy. And I wanted to make sure we could catapult Buddy at his fastest speed as soon as we could. No, you're fine.
Whoa! 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 No, it's too far! Man, are you serious?
Shit! Did you see the speed of that? And then the actual thing that was accelerating him acts as his brake and cushions him. But then in the act of doing that, it charges him up with more potential energy and it brings him back. It's like music. It's like a symphony. It's a work of art.
Oh! My God! Come here.
How was it? Mate, we did it. How was that? How was that? We did it. We engineered it. We pulled it off. How was it?
How fast was I going?
Quick. Real quick. I can tell you. Do you want to know?
Yeah.
I can work it out roughly. It's complicated.
Okay.
From the point of pivot here, you've got an extension of 30 meters, either way. Now, Buddy took 1 second to go from his point of release to this point here. He was probably more likely, with the way this elastic was responding, traveling at about 90 miles an hour. And he reaches that speed in about, I would say, 0.3 of a second. 0-90. 0-90. 0-90. 0-90.
We're on the tail of the infamous moped roundabout stuntsters. Basically, what happens when you combine bored teenagers, a moped, and a kiddie's playground? Tim reckons you can pull some serious G's on these things.
When I first saw this clip, I thought straight away, G-force. You can see they all just fly off like a rag doll. Now, I worked it out roughly to be about 5 Gs where they can't hold on anymore. So I started wondering, what if they were strapped in so they can't actually fly off? What sort of Gs could we put someone through? And when I say someone, I actually mean Buddy. The thing that I love about this is that we are trying to recreate one of those NASA experiments where you see somebody flying round and round and round, exerting more and more Gs to see at what point they black out. And we're doing that on a roundabout. These guys have absolutely no idea about the potential energy which they're unleashing, which they're playing with. It's very dangerous.
This is the third field. If we don't find this thing soon, I'm gone.
Trying to find a 1970s unrestricted roundabout to play with was like pulling my own teeth out. I can't reveal my sources, but I found one.
You know, this is something I'm not looking forward to, Tim. I get really bad motion sickness.
Yeah. Well, this will wipe it out in one go. I'll never suffer with this again. Never again are you going to experience G-force like this, unless you become an F1 fighter pilot.
Oh, God.
Which I don't think is very likely with your poor vision. Yes. Yes, please. Look at this. This takes me back. Oh. What's that, if that's not a roundabout? Old school. Oh, perfect. Buddy, my friend, this is your F-14. This is your fighter plane. Look at it. It's a work of art. Oh, that is perfect. Pop the lid and just jump in the cockpit, man. Spark her up. Yeah, feel the thrust.
This does not feel like a playground to me.
You feel the forces?
Yeah, this feels more like a 1970s horror movie, you know?
You're counteracting your speed there.
Yeah, I already feel sick doing this, so...
I'm not surprised.
How many times are you going to do this?
You're going to be going around a lot quicker than that.
I knew straight away that's what I want. And I just saw instantly the potential.
Look at that. This is just...
Buddy, I am your health and safety officer. You trust me, you're going to be fine.
What am I kidding myself? I hate going round in circles. Going on a roundabout on the road makes me feel sick.
And take you up to a reasonable G where you start losing control of all your functions and then bring you back. And you've got to trust me.
I'm so going to throw up.
You've got to trust me.
I can feel it already. I know this is going to end badly for me.
I like to do the experiments, the trial runs when he's not there, the controls.
Guys, do you want to bring the dummy in, stick it in there?
I made the dummy of the same mass as Buddy, so I could rotate it and work out precisely how many Gs he'd be pulling, because that's crucial. Whoa, that is big. Right. Let me tell you what we've got here. Surprising. This graph here has been taken from spinning the dummy round on the roundabout. And it's measured in millivolts, but I've done a loose calculation and it's come back with a G reading of 5.9, which is colossal. Now, the guys on the clip in Germany are pulling about 5.6 to 5.7 or thereabouts. It's kind of hard to know exactly because it's a low-quality video clip. But let's be honest here, if you go much more than this, you start shutting down as a human being. I mean, G-force is an invisible killer. That's the scary thing about it. And to me, if we go any faster than this, we may well damage Buddy irreparably. That's pretty impressive. When you watch the video clip, it looks like a rag doll has been thrown off the roundabout. And let me explain why. One of the first things to go is for your neck to give in and your head flies back. Hence, when you see the video clips, these guys just fly off. So I decided to support Buddy's neck behind it with a steel brace. But getting it right was everything to me. That night, I was on 2 hours sleep. Buddy's seat is almost done. Okay. Right, so look how this feels.
I love Top Gun. And I think to myself, Buddy, this is your big chance to stand shoulder to shoulder with Maverick.
Right, that's your accelerometer. That's for after the event.
Accelerometer for
That's telling us your G-forces, telling us exactly how many you're pulling. Hop in, son. This is it. Come on. Got your headrest as well, look. All right, legs out there. Now, the reason you're actually going to be able to withstand more G-force in this particular seated position is because the blood in your legs is naturally going to gravitate this way, which is good for you because we need all the blood to be in your thorax in here, OK? And your arms as well. So I want your arms out in front of you because that's a waste of blood as well. Right, let's get you strapped up. So the blood is naturally going to be gravitating to the outside of your head.
OK.
So you're likely to experience blackout, which means your eyes won't have blood in them, an oxygenated feed, and therefore your eyes won't work. So the first thing I reckon you'll experience will be most probably tunnel vision, then loss of colour, and then your eyes pack up.
Oh, great. Black and white movie.
It will come back, though. As the blood, reoxygenated blood is fed back through to your eyes, you'll be fine. Very exciting.
And you know
though.
that how?
I just know this stuff. We're going to try and take you up to a phenomenal and German clip-beating 6 Gs, OK?
Is that safe?
Yes, it is. But if you want to call it any time, you can't when you black out. I'll keep an eye on you. It's all right. Guys, do you want to start the bike up? Right, here we go. Good luck.
Whoa. I can already feel myself being pushed back.
But what can you feel?
I can barely. The blood's coming out of my...
2.2
head. It's coming out of my arm. And my legs are sliding towards me. My God.
And you lost
my
the colour.
eyes. I can't see anything now. It's fucking white. It's fucking white. I'm so dizzy.
5.6 Gs.
Stop bleeding!
I'm trying.
It's so dizzy.
What did you feel?
I can't see anything.
Any black and white?
Yeah.
You went somewhere over 5.6 Gs. I haven't calculated it properly, but somewhere around 6.
Get me off.
Okay. All right.
I felt like shit.
Can you open your eyes? Open your eyes. But open your eyes.
The shit that stinks out the whole city.
Huh?
I'm really dizzy.
You're really dizzy. Okay. The body's incredible. You know, he really is a trooper. What he puts himself through for the cause is second to none. OK, I need to take this off you. Accelerometer, because that's very expensive. And very delicate. OK. All right, I got that. OK. Self-administered recovery position.
I'm gonna be sick.
When you think about breaking scientific boundaries, you think of Jaeger, Armstrong, Crossfield. Are we going to add Buddy to that list? Enough said. I need to get you laid down. OK. It's like walking around with my nan. So Buddy hit 5.9 Gs. That is fighter pilot territory. He got black and white vision, nausea, and near blackout. And that's one hell of an achievement.
Come on, Tim. You've packed skis. You know I don't ski.
Yeah, honestly, it doesn't matter. It's fine. You'll be fine. You'll be absolutely fine. Mate, we are going to go and meet an absolute legend. Check this out, right? Have a look at this. Tube. Skis. Escalator. Watch.
You have got to be kidding.
This clip is one of the most famous on the net. It is legendary. His acceleration is constantly increasing, friction is minuscule. He's almost free-falling, but he executes it perfectly. It almost just looks too good to be true. Did he do it for real? That is Angel Tube Station, right? We're going to go meet this guy, and he is known only as the Angel Skier. That's all I know him as. Hello, mate.
Hey. Hello.
Hello, mate. The Angel Skier.
Yeah.
Lovely to meet you. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
This is Buddy.
How you doing?
Nice to meet you.
So you've been here before?
Yeah.
With skis last time?
Yeah. Well,
That's 60 meters, isn't it?
I heard something about it. It's long. I was
That's
like,
incredible.
my first time when I went to the Angel, I went to the bottom, and I just looked up and like, oh, that's a long one. Like, so, and then I went back and hit it later.
So what sort of speed do you think you were going?
I haven't calculated it. I don't really know. Maybe 60, 80, I don't know.
80 miles an hour.
Can you just go to the top, lean forward, go down?
You don't need to lead forward. You can just go to the top and go
Just
down.
go.
Yeah.
And then get off at the bottom and go, thank you very much. See you. and get onto a tube. He could do that, right?
Yeah, I think so. You just have to, don't freak out. Just go for it.
This is fake. This has to be fake. Look me in the eye and tell me the truth, yeah?
Uh-huh.
You did it for real?
Yeah, I did it for real, totally.
Even though some people think it's a fake?
Yeah, totally.
Mr. Angel Skier, it's been amazing to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
All right, was it?
He's skied for 31 years. You can tell in his eyes. He's nuts.
Two things dominated my thoughts. Where on earth was I going to find somewhere that would actually let us do this? And what if the Angel Skier had faked the footage somehow? And I was about to ask Buddy to do something that just couldn't be done.
Well, I have no idea where we are. We should ask someone. Someone who knows where the someone's going.
Do you know where the metro is? Metro. The escalator stunt was the big one. I tried London, I tried Manchester, I tried every single place I could find with a long escalator, and everything was an obvious no. And then out of nowhere, Nick the Red, my contact in Tbilisi, came good.
I don't think we knew how much we were taking on.
And this is a moment I'll never forget, standing at the top of Rustaveli and looking down the escalator.
I still... It makes my heart pound so fast.
The bottom line is this: I am potentially asking my mate to ski down an escalator to his death. And I'm not the one doing it. And that feels unfair.
I don't mind admitting that I was shitting my pants.
You think of what I'm thinking?
Yeah.
No.
It's not possible. It's not possible. Seriously,
Jesus
man.
Christ, this is the longest line. Buddy, dude. Hey, just...
This is insane. I can't breathe.
No. Dude, we can do this, man.
I don't know if it's possible, Tim. Seriously.
Mate, we can do this. Trust me, we can do this. We've done things like this before. Maybe not quite as crazy, but once you're going, you're going.
It's stupid.
There is only a certain speed you can reach on this. Friction will play such a massive part.
There's not even a place to stop. I'm a idiot. I feel so stupid now for agreeing to do this. We've come all this way, and what happens if I don't do it? I'm going to look like an idiot. It's fine, you laughing and stuff. I feel stupid. One of my big questions going on inside my head was this. Does Tim know what he's doing? And when you start to think like that, it starts to eat into you. It starts to erode your mind. The fear, you know that? The paranoia.
Please do me a favour. Until I've had time to work out exactly how we're going to do things, we need to go and turn this off for a minute, because I need some time to work things through for real.
Tim definitely made the right decision to send me back to the hotel. I needed to get away.
I need a bit more time by myself before I can convince Buddy, and more importantly, convince myself that this is possible. Once the metro closed at midnight, we had the place to ourselves for about 6 hours. The crucial thing about sending Buddy down the escalator was finding out his potential top speed. I've got to tell you, this thing moves like it's on ice. You can feel virtually no friction at all. So what I had to work out was basically the coefficient of friction. In other words, how much of the ski will touch the lip on the edge of each step. 1 touching, 2 touching, 3, 4. Now, how many actual blades is it touching? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 millimeters of contact there, if that. Any friction he gets will only help him. We need friction, that's what we want. 8 times by 2 millimeters of contact. A quick calculation showed that the answer was shocking. That can't be right. It is right. It's the size of a postage stamp. The amount of contact both skis have with this escalator at any one time is that. That puts it into some sort of perspective. I'm not telling him that. That'll terrify him. It terrifies me. Right, now what I've done here is I've made a sled which is exactly the same weight as Buddy. It's just over 70 kilograms. This is a good way to give me an example of exactly the kind of speed that Buddy will be reaching. And the speed gun it as well. This is going to tell me a lot. Sometimes in science, you just need to put it to the test, try it out. That's exactly what we're doing. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Release the sled. We can't do this, we can't do this. We can't do this. We can't do this. It was too fast with the speed gun, I couldn't gun it. I must have been doing 70 miles an hour. It's taken out 2 huge railings. Probably weigh 30 kilograms each, so its kinetic mass was massive, and it's just destroyed these 2 things. Is the camera even still working? I've no idea. Right, I'm telling you something right now. Buddy is not doing the full length. Absolutely no way. The sledge test was a wake-up call for me. In the back of my mind all the time, I kept on seeing, playing again and again and again, and I've watched it hundreds of times, the clip of the Angel tube skier. Something doesn't add up here. There's something not right about this. It was there on my mind all the time I was there.
Did the guy fake it? Because it's my life on the line here.
I'm having serious doubts about this thing at all. I've just seen the sledge come flying down and it went off like a bloody nuclear bomb at the bottom and just disappeared off into the metal barriers down there. And there's something that doesn't add up. You know, he stops within about 4 feet. And if you think about, you know, your velocity when you're coming down, you know, 60 meters, your stopping distance, obviously, logic is that it's going to be way beyond 4 feet. I just need to call this Angel skier guy and say, now is the time for honesty, because if you're lying, the implications are massive. So come on, fess up. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to confront the guy. Bloody nervous.
Hello.
Dude, we're doing some tests, right, about skiing down escalators, and I've got some massive reservations. We're about to do something sort of similar. I want to ask you about the video, if that's all right.
Okay.
Your stopping distance is within a matter of feet, and if you're hitting, whatever, 30, 40 miles an hour, maybe more down there, how come you stop so short? Doesn't make sense.
No, it's actually because I brake really hard in the last bit. I brake down really hard. So that's actually due to that I stopped faster.
But what are you braking with? Because, I mean, where do you apply such friction? Are we talking about with your hands?
Yeah, mainly with my hands, yeah.
There it was right there. The penny dropped. As soon as I heard that, I thought, right, you slowed yourself down with gloves. Very clever, very simple. But it's like a magician just revealing how exactly he did the trick. Because you don't see it at all. You know, you just see his point of view hurtling down the escalator. You don't see the fact he's got both his hands squeezing for his dear life, you know, on the rubber rails there. Okay, and you're saying that a lot of it's down to your gloves for braking, so that's your trick in a way.
Yeah, that's why I figured out what's the way to break down if you're going too fast.
The bottom line is he's pulled off an amazing thing. You know, when you watch the video, in point of view, it seems so fast. And I now know why he didn't show it from other angles. It's because it doesn't look so quick, albeit it's massively dangerous. I mean, this is the last chance to let me know if there's anything you want to say. Anything at all. Because it's kind of Buddy's life on the line, and that's important. He's a mate. Seriously.
No, I don't know what else to say, actually. Just good luck.
Returning to that escalator in the evening, once it had been closed down, reality struck home. There was no going back.
That is a long way.
I think if I had showed the true fear that was going on inside me, Tim wouldn't have let me do it.
Right, I've pretty much bought every single glove you can get in Georgia to increase the friction on the rubber. If you think for a moment that using gloves is well, I'd do that with gloves, you're a fool. Because it's still very, very hard to control. If you were to let go for a couple of seconds, your increase in speed would be phenomenal, and therefore trying to slow yourself back down to a speed at which you're comfortable would be almost impossible. The risk of death for Buddy here, if this isn't well engineered, is significant. And when I mean significant, out of a score of 10, I'd say it about 8. And I'm not making this up for any other reason. I'm telling you factually, this is dangerous. What I've done is to reduce the friction step by step, which is crucial, I believe, is by wetting the fake grass. That is introducing a different form of friction called fluid friction, and that'll take some of the water with him, lose it step by step by step, increasing dry friction and slowing him down. This is the theory. We've got a lot of run out here. If he bails, if he goes left or right, he's got mats, just working things through.
I felt all evening the clock ticking, and it going down, down, down to 0 hour.
How's that?
It's good.
Yeah?
It's good.
Okay, chin strap, head back as much as you can. And all the hours and hours of worrying all came to a head, and this was it. It was like taking your kids' stabilizers off for the first time and pushing them off, and they're riding along the edge of a cliff. That's what it felt like to me. You will reach a terminal velocity at some speed which is staggeringly high, so let's not go there. You've got to slow yourself down with the gloves. You don't want to know what your surface area contact is between the skis and the escalator. It's tiny.
What?
Something about the size of a postage stamp.
You're shitting me.
No, I'm not. And
Any
you're proving
time
it.
of me going down, I'm on a postage stamp.
Yeah, between both feet.
So I'm virtually free-falling. That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Should we have this conversation at the end?
Yeah. Okay, carry on. All right?
Yeah.
Okay, good luck.
However much I trust him, has he got his science right? Because if he hasn't, I'm a goner.
You can do this, man.
How do I get myself in these situations? That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Angel is 60 meters. You've got to beat the Angel skier. You've got to.
We had to achieve 1 meter more. That's what we came for. Yes, that's 40 meters. You know, very little scientific endeavors have been achieved without somebody who is prepared to put their neck on the line, and that is Buddy, and I love him for that. Without Buddy, we learn nothing. Mate, if ever I wanted you to do something, it is now. Everything we've done together, this is it. This is it, mate. Oh, good gosh, look how high that is.
When I was at 61 meters, time stood still.
This is it.
I don't believe in God. I've never believed in God. But I promise, if I get down in one piece, I'll go to church every Sunday. Yeah? Okay. Here we go. You only live once. Come on, bud. Come on, bud. Come on, bud. Don't bail. Don't bail on me now. 3, 2, 1. Go.
He's speeding up, he's speeding up. This is it, hold it, hold it, hold it, come on. Do you
want to know what speed you did? Yeah. 32 miles an hour.
I feel alive!
It's amazing to think the difference between Buddy living and dying, and that is the truth, is that. Less than 0.5 millimetre of rubber.
You've been saying to me the whole time, trust me, trust me, trust me. Everything you said came true. I don't know what you said. Something about gloves and friction, but...
It doesn't matter.
Woo!
I can't believe we did it. I can't believe we did it. Without Tim, there is no Buddy.
Oh, man, that felt just unbelievable. I want to know what you got planned. Come on.
Leave that to me. You leave that to me. We are going places where you don't need roads. Yeah. Things they would have been casting, they're huge crucibles back in the day. Right, here are the boys, look. Here you go. My boys.
Look at that, mate.
You'll be all right. You're in safe hands.
They look like they've just
Kind of.
nutted someone.
You stay there, dude. Hi, guys. How you doing, all right?
What gets me really excited about life is the unknown. I don't know if that's a good quality or not, to always be drawn to curiosity. But I'm intrigued.
What have I let myself in for this time?
Mate, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be amazing.
Are you kidding me?
What?
What's that? What's
What?
that action? What's that?
Ping, ding, twang, donk.
A burnout? I'm not a burnout.
When I got the call from Tim, there wasn't a second thought.
We want to track down these wannabe daredevils, find out whether their stunts are faked or not, and why many of them are lucky to be alive.
And the only way to know for sure
Right, here we go. Good luck.
I can't see anything!
is to attempt them ourselves.
Yeah.
You're kidding me! This is way too far! No, no!
A giant human catapult in the backwoods of Utah. When I first saw this YouTube clip, I just didn't believe it. I thought it was fake. I mean, how could anyone survive that sort of acceleration? But the more I watched it, the more I realized that it was real. That someone had actually built this thing. It's just incredible. We had to do it. Welcome to my hometown, buddy boy. Sheffield, the home of steel.
More like the home of Blade Runner.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's amazing. Look at all this machinery. It's incredible.
Is it amazing?
To investigate and recreate the greatest internet stunts ever made. The internet viral, a 30-second chunk of epic win or crushing fail. Your daily reminder that there are people out there more stupid than you. But what I see behind each new feat of idiocy are the immutable laws of science.
I'm Buddy Monroe. You could say I'm one of life's adventurers. I'm no death wish maniac, but what I do have is an insatiable curiosity.
Yeah, no, Tim and I, it's very much a 50-50 relationship, you know. Whatever he does, I do. It's all in the name of science. Think of those 19th century explorers, you know, the
I'm Tim Shaw. It's not quick enough. I'm an engineer. Send him round again. I want to know how things work, what forces are at play, and how you can make stuff bigger, faster, better. Every scientist needs a guinea pig. Buddy Monroe is mine.
Okay.
Together, we're on a mission to